Hello everybody and welcome to another video. Now today I'm going to be looking at a band I've never heard before. Now whilst I was at Bloodstock a few weeks ago, I met this really nice bloke called Boz. And throughout the weekend that I was there, we ended up talking a lot, and I ended up talking about my YouTube channel somehow, can't remember how. But anyway, and throughout the weekend he suggested a number of bands to me that I should check out, and most of them I'd never even heard of before. And one of the bands he suggested I look at, that he was absolutely raving about a band called Until 9. He was very, very enthusiastic about this band. So he said, you should check them out. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to be looking at the band Until 9. Now, I went scouring around the internet trying to find information about this band. Couldn't find very much, but what I have found is that Until 9 began in 2020 in order to stay sane during lockdown. Featuring an ebb and flow of multiple genres of hard rock and metal, the music forms a layered platform for stunning vocal performances that transcends a single style. So there we go. The band basically say they don't have a specific genre or style to their music. It's a mixture of varying metal and hard rock styles. There we go. So I've no idea what this band is going to sound like. Now, I looked up, I think it's their most recent track. I believe it's their most recent track, a track called Heart and Soul. And that's what we're going to look at today. I have the lyrics here. They come from directly underneath the video on YouTube, so one would hope that they would be accurate. Now, like I said, the guy, Boz, that I spoke to at Bloodstock, he was absolutely raving about this band all weekend, pretty much any opportunity he could, he mentioned this band. So I'm quite intrigued to see what it's going to be like. So we'll jump straight into it and see what we've got. So we've got Heart and Soul by Until 9. Let's have a look. Okay.
Like the crest and the
Well, there you go. Heart and Soul by Until 9. Now, when they said it was a mixture of genres, they were not wrong. I mean, when the music came in, fair enough, sounded very, very good. And then those clean vocals came in, and I don't know if it's just me, but it had a sort of, it sounded a very little bit, like it had a little bit of Wayne Static in there. Just a little bit. There's something about the tone and the way he sings reminds me a little bit of Wayne from Static X. Just a little bit. But then, you know, that sounded all very good, that's fine. But then in came the harsh vocals, and it was such a not polarising. There's such disparity between the two vocal styles, it was actually quite surprising. I wasn't expecting those harsh vocals and those clean vocals to be in the same song together. You know, because normally you hear, like, with these, like, hardcore grindcore bands, you know, like Shadow's Fault, for example, you know, their clean vocals and their harsh vocals have become a pretty sort of a standard expectation for that sort of, you know, the difference between the two vocal styles. But this one's quite different. You know, his clean vocals and his harsh vocals are very different, and in a very good way. You know, because, you know, it adds some variation. You know, it's not just the same generic sounding clean harsh vocal mix, which a lot of those sort of, like I say, grindcore, hardcore, metalcore bands seem to have. So yeah, very, very good. And the music was very, very good, very, very heavy, sounded great. Video, a little bit disturbing, what with all those masks going on, you know. If you suffer with coulrophobia, you might not want to watch it. It's the Fear of Clowns, for those who don't know. Anyway, now reading through the lyrics here, there's quite a few of them. I'm not really sure what the actual song itself is about. I mean, where the chorus comes in, it's, I don't know, it's like, you know, are you just existing, or are you just, you know, is there no passion in your life? Is there no drive to what you're doing? It's kind of what the chorus itself gives me the ideas for, but you know, that you're just sort of floating through life, just existing, not living. That's what it seems. But I can't really be sure. Because it goes, light the crest and the burning will follow, dignity lost and all in a day. A distant rule breaks us, hard to be hollow, and they could hardly believe. Filth and deflection to forcing the error, those violent tricks and the curse of whatever, to validate if it's us or it's them here, our presence has run thin. Our patience has run thin, sorry. So, I'm not sure, you know, like the crest and the burning will follow. So, if you ignite a spark, eventually it'll catch and, you know, it'll spread. You know, I don't know. Dignity lost and all in a day. A distant rule breaks us, hard to be hollow. A distant rule breaks us, hard to be hollow. So is that, you know, the enforcement of, like, rules to live by sort of is slowly breaking us down, because again, it's sort of forcing us just to exist, and, you know, we're not living our life to its fullest potential because there's so many strict rules we have to follow. We're not getting any enjoyment out of life. So, you know, it's sort of breaking us down and making us hollow inside. And he says there, it's hard to be hollow, you know, so you're not getting any enjoyment out of life. You're sort of being broken and forced into this way of existence rather than enjoying your life, you know, and it's really difficult. No, you know, it's making us miserable. Is that what that's saying? I'm not sure. Filth and deflection to forcing the error. I mean, could that be like these rule makers who are like forcing us to live our lives this way? Are they sort of then deflecting it onto us, saying it's our fault that you know, life is going this way? I don't know. These violent tricks and the curse of whatever. To validate if it's us or it's them here, our patience has run thin. Again, that could be, you know, to validate if it's us or it's them, you know, we can either blindly follow these rules and live a miserable, boring life, or we can you know, or, you know, we can let them, you know, we can let them overrun our lives, or we can fight back, you know. Our patients as a thing, you know, we're sick and tired of being told how we can live our lives, you know, what we should and shouldn't be doing every single day, you know. We're sick and tired of this, you know. We need to fight back, you know, so we can start actually enjoying our lives rather than just floating through mindlessly like a zombie. Is that what this is about? I'm not entirely sure. Give me a lifetime, we're calling in past times. A little of hindsight, the feeling is just right. We're never immortal, but always immoral. Walking in plain sight, just building our appetite. The burden we face it down. So give me a lifeline, we're calling in past times. So again, you know, is this like, you know, someone, you know, reach out, you know, give me a chance to escape from this monotony, possibly, you know, a little of hindsight, the feeling is just right, you know, looking back, you know, you can realise where, you know, or looking backwards, we can see that, you know, we did actually enjoy ourselves previously, you know. It says a little of hindsight, the feeling is just right, you know, so we used to enjoy ourselves, you know, if we look back on it. But now we're sort of slowly sort of descending into this life of just marching in a line, you know, sort of George Orwell 1984 sort of thing. We're never immortal, but always immoral. You know, no one lives forever, obviously. Walking in plain sight, just building our appetite, the burden we face. So, you know, walking about seeing this sort of thing every single day, it's sort of feeding our hunger to break away from this, you know, to escape from the monotony of the everyday, to sort of turn around to these rule makers and go, you know what, fuck off, I want to actually enjoy my life. I don't want to have to wake up at 5 o'clock every morning just to go to work, spend all day at work, come home, eat shit, sleep, and then do the same thing again. You know, we want to break free of this monotony. We want to actually have fun and enjoy our lives. Possibly? Is that what he's talking about, you know? And it says, goes into this chorus, where is your presence? Where is your heart and soul? Did you forget this? With it, you're never alone. Where is your presence? Where is your heart and soul? Where is your presence now? So, where is your presence? You know, where at the moment you're just sort of, you just seem insignificant. There's nothing remarkable or interesting, you know, because you're just sort of there. You know, you've got no presence. You should be sort of enjoying yourself. Everybody should be taking notice of you. You know, you should, you know, when you're standing in a crowd, you should stand out. You know, where's your heart and soul? Where's your passion? Where's your enjoyment? Sort of thing. You know, did you forget this? You know, did you lose that enjoyment that you once had? Because you had enjoyment once, you know, when you were a child, you know, the world was wonderful, you know, it was a huge great big playground for you. But as you've sort of grown up, it's sort of become this sort of grey, dingy, monotone place where nothing exciting happens, and you're just stuck in this monotonous routine. You know, did you forget your passion? Did you forget all these things that you used to enjoy? I mean, I'm totally guessing here, I could be miles out, but that's what it seems to suggest. Take the shine from the gold, young vendors worrying, replacing the old. One last viral ruse, backstabbing rejects depending on you. War of the flies stopped dead, rubbing the red in their eyes. Cursed downloading a different vibe, where is your presence? Our patience has run thin. So take the shine from the gold. Now, does that mean, you know, follow the example of the gold and shine brightly? You know, because otherwise it just sounds like, you know, make gold look dull and boring, you know. Excuse me. Young vendors worry replacing the old. I'm not sure. Is that like, you know, the younger generation are gonna like take over and sort of bypass the older baby boomer generation, who are the people responsible for making this world incredibly dull and boring? One last viral ruse, although it's misspelt here, rouse. I mean, like, it sounded like he said ruse in the song, but it could be like one last viral rouse, you know, one last thing to spread to sort of rouse people up to get them going. I don't know. Backstabbing rejects depends on you. I'm not sure about that. You know, is that all the people who want to bring you down, you know, you go along and see to it that they don't do that anymore, possibly. So yeah, I'm just like I say, I'm totally guessing at what this is, because it's hard to get a grasp on. And then it goes back into, give me a lifeline, recalling in past times, a little of hindsight, the feeling is just right. We're never immortal, but always immoral. Walking in plain sight, just building our appetite. The burden we face it down. And then back into that chorus, where is your presence? Where is your heart and soul? Did you forget this? With it, you're never alone. Where is your presence? Where is your heart and soul? Where is your presence now? And that gets repeated again. Then goes, take us to the show. Don't fucking touch me. Don't lie down. And then back into that chorus. Where is your presence? Where is your heart and soul? Did you forget this? With it, you're never alone. Where is your presence? Where is your heart and soul? Where is your presence now? So there you go. Like I said, the if there is a meaning behind the song, you know, it's not very clear to me, but you know, it sort of suggests like going out and enjoying life and not sort of resigning yourself to the monotony and boring nature of the world as it is, you know, following all these mindless, boring rules that tell you how you have to live your life, you know, because you're not actually living and enjoying your life. You're just sort of floating through life as a mindless zombie, you know. That's what it seems to suggest, you know, heart, you know, where is your presence, where is your heart and soul, you know, where's your passion for life? That's what it seems to suggest. But again, I could be miles off. That's just what I'm getting from it. But in general, you know, the sound of it, I quite liked it. You know, like I said, the music was quite heavy. It was very well performed. There was that nice little guitar solo floating around in the middle. And like I said, the vocal styles really sort of grabbed me, because like I say, there's that slightly Wayne static sort of clean vocal, which I really, really liked. And then there was those harsh vocals. And like I said, the sort of difference between the two was really, really good. It was very different. It was new in a way. You know, it added quite a bit of variation to, like I said, you know, the sort of standard like metalcore clean and harsh vocal, which has sort of become pretty copy paste between most of those bands. You know, I'm not saying this is a metalcore band, because, you know, like they said, their inspirations come from so many different places they can't really pin down a genre. And, you know, one track might be so different from the next, I don't know, so I will have to look at them again. But I quite liked it. I'm going to have to check them out again to see, you know, how different tracks become. But, you know, I can see why Boz was very excited and passionate about this band. You know, it's very, very interesting. I quite liked it. So yeah, I'm going to have to check them out again sometime in the future. But I don't know what else to say on that, so I'm going to leave that as it is for right now. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like or a subscribe if you're not subscribed already, because it would really, really help me out. It would really help the channel out and all that, because, you know, I'm producing these videos, I'm putting all the time and effort into making them, and they're just sort of disappearing off into the netherworld. You know, they're sort of, the algorithm's just sort of burying them, because people, you know, people are watching them, but no one's actually liking or subscribing. You know, people are messaging me saying, oh, I found this video that you made about XYZ band that I really wanted to have a look at. And, you know, I'm getting this message 3-4 months after I released the video, because, you know, I'm releasing a video and it's just disappearing into the ether, because, you know, people are watching it, but no one's liking or subscribing. You know, it really does help me out. You know, it doesn't cost you anything. It takes a fraction of a second, and it really, really would help me out. Because at the moment, I think only about 9.5% of people watching my videos are actually subscribed. So, yeah, if you could like and subscribe, that'd be great. It'd really help me out. But I don't know what else I can say. So, yeah, that's all I got for you today. Thank you all very, very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.